Hello, distinguished viewers from every corner of Indonesia. I'm Audrey Widodo, and I'm honored to be your host for today's event, the 5th edition of the SHIMIZU Premium Interview. Our agenda for today revolves around engaging discussions between 3 business leaders from the property and construction sector. Without further ado, let me introduce the 2 sibling leaders of the Budiman family, Mr. Agung Budiman and Ms. Novianna Budiman from the property business. Established in 1952, the Budiman family has expanded their operations to the manufacturing, property, and even F&B sectors of Indonesia, partnering with a multitude of major Japanese companies such as Honda, Toray, and Daikin. Mr. Agung is the President Director of PT Mulia Koliman International, leading massive property projects such as the Gunung Gelis Country Club, a vast golf resort with a slew of tourism establishments. His sister, Ms. Novianna Budiman, is the director of PT Budiman Sejahtera Development, where she oversaw the creation of Atria Sudirman, the very building we are filming currently right now. Good afternoon to the both of you.
Good afternoon.
It is a pleasure to have you here.
Likewise.
And the third speaker for today is Mr. Akiyama Kohei, the Chief Representative of Shimizu Corporation, Jakarta office. Shimizu Corporation is a renowned Japanese construction company, and they have been working on diverse projects from infrastructure, factories, to high-rise buildings in Indonesia since 1974. Welcome, Mr. Akiyama.
Good afternoon. I'm glad to be here.
Good afternoon to you,
Good
too.
afternoon.
To start our discussion, let me ask about the business relationship between the both of you.
So this very building that we are in right now is built by Shimizu Corporation. And this is our first building. Fast forward almost 30 years, the building is still in remarkable condition, and we are very much thankful to Shimizu Corporation for this amazing construction that we have here. What an amazing asset.
Would you like to add anything, Mr. Akiyama?
We, Shimizu Corporation, are very proud of it, as in 1993, Shimizu built this, now the name Atria Sudirman building. So we are very proud again that we built this building, and now the office for Budiman family. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Akiyama. So let us hear a brief introduction about your family business.
We are 3rd generation. It started back in the 50s with my grandfather. We started with a trading business, and then we expanded into manufacturing. We do automotive, electronics, we do textile, paper. Of course, we partner with major Japanese industries. As you may have known, we partner with Toray, Honda, other big corporations in other industries as well. Aside from the manufacturing business, we expanded into real estate as well. We do office buildings, we do golf resorts, hotels, real estate. We also do industrial estate. So we are trying, as a family, as a business group, we are trying to diversify our business portfolio into different sectors.
So as we know, the both of you have experience in Indonesian development across various sectors, as you mentioned, with a particular focus in property development. What can you tell us about the investment climate in Indonesia and how attractive it is to foreign investors who wish to tap into Indonesia's potential?
For investments, especially from foreign direct investments, I think it's very interesting. There's a lot of upside to it. You go to other countries like Japan, Singapore, United States, there's not much upside, there's not much capital gain, there's not much speculation factors that can be factored in, yeah. But Indonesia, the opportunities is there in various sectors of property development. It can be office, it can be tourism, it can be healthcare. So I think we're pretty lucky to be where we are right now, that we have options to invest, especially right after COVID. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Agung. Do you have any other things to add, Ms. Novianna?
Like my brother said, Indonesia presents a very robust opportunities as well as challenges. We are very lucky that we have huge population of 270 million, and which correlates to huge domestic consumption and the rising of the middle class. So Indonesia, I think, is presenting a very attractive investment climate. Our government right now is doing actively to promote and bringing in investors from outside. For example, the Omnibus Law and so many infrastructure development. And so I think I'm very, very optimistic with the robust economy, looking forward with Indonesia.
Thank you, Ms. Novianna. That's quite the insightful share regarding the current Indonesian property market. Thank you to the both of you again. Now, in light of that, what are the key benefits of forging collaborations between local developers and foreign investors? How does it help local developers specifically, and how does it help foreign investors?
I think for a country like Indonesia, where we are still, I'm not saying underdeveloped, but I think we can still grow more. Looking at examples from our manufacturing business, as you know, the Industrial Revolution back in the 70s and 80s, a lot of those were initiated by collaborations between the local and the foreign investors. For example, our automotive industry in Indonesia is very much initiated by Japanese automakers. Yeah? So I think with property development as well, I think having foreign investors and foreign influence, I think is good. It introduces new ideas, new dynamic on how we do business, and it gives also a global perspective to Indonesian developers, to how people do it on a global scale. In terms of collaborations, I think foreign investors need the local partners, because from what I learned, you cannot be successful alone. It depends on the people around you, the people you work with, and I think we can learn a lot from the global companies, the global foreign investors that come in to teach us better how to develop, how to do business, introduce ideas. So I think it will greatly benefit us. Yeah.
And what about from your experience, Ms. Novianna?
The Japanese, no doubt, bring in the best discipline, the best work ethics, creativity, and so many other things. Not only capital inflows, of course, which we need, definitely, but also synergy between different cultures, different backgrounds, different ideas, and especially now we are in such a different, we are such in a different world, you know, where digital technology, it's basically active in every area of our lives. So I think bringing foreign investors would add colors to the local partners.
Aside from funding, which will always help.
Yes, yes.
Thank you both for those answers. So with that, could you give us any specific examples of successful collaborations between foreign investors and local developers that you were involved in? And did these projects lead to substantial economic gains?
What we have witnessed in this family, it's great partnership with the Japanese firms. Not necessarily, like he said, in the real estate, but we have had great success in business relationship, manufacturing, warehousing, in so many areas. And we hope that by having Shimizu, hopefully we can collaborate sometime in the future, that we can add to this dynamic, you know, not just for my family, but hopefully also for your company.
What do you predict for Indonesia's future and economic trends in both short-term and long-term? And what kind of role do you see foreign investors playing in it?
We are right now in a transition with the new elect government. And personally, I've been very grateful with Pak Jokowi's leadership in the past 10 years. I think he has opened up a lot of infrastructure development. I think our GDP is also doing very well. Domestic consumption, digital technology, and he also pushed so much incentive for foreign investors coming in, especially in manufacturing industries. And I'm very hopeful that the next president will continue aggressively with implementing more and more policies which will make it easier for investors to come in. Even though I know the current government has done quite enough, but I think with their regulatory laws and regulation, I think there's still much to improve so that we can compete with other Asian countries like Vietnam and Thailand, you know. And I'm really hopeful that this new coming government will introduce a less complex and more attractive business landscape for Indonesia.
Thank you, Ms. Novianna.
I think just to add, I completely agree with my sister. We hope that the new government will introduce more incentive for foreign investment. They have to realize that it will greatly benefit us to jumpstart the economy to another level.
Thank you for sharing your projections for where we could be headed as a country. Now, shifting our focus to a different perspective, I would like to now ask Mr. Akiyama, from the construction point of view, how has Shimizu played a role in enhancing the quality of life and improving the environmental sustainability in Indonesia?
First of all, I would like to say Shimizu is proud and honored that we can contribute to enhancing the quality of living environment for the Indonesian people through our construction business. The best example would be the Jakarta MRT. No need to mention how severe Jakarta's traffic jam is, but since MRT started running, people have a new option to go around this megacity without worrying about traffic and can arrive at the destination on time. And the MRT is a healthy transportation because first you have a chance to exercise by walking the station and going up and down the stairs. Second, it reduces traveling time and fee, so you have less stress and have more time and money to enjoy life with such a public transportation. Third, if more and more people use MRT, instead of cars, it reduces greenhouse gas emission. So less traffic, healthy people, and clean air. This is MRT's benefit for the people's life in Indonesia. Another example is we have worked on green building project. For example, namely in the city Surya Toto headquarter building and the Menara Astra headquarter in Sudirman, Trinity Tower and the Jakarta Mori Tower recently. All buildings are green building certificate has been acquired. And these green building is energy efficient, eco-friendly, and enhance the quality of life for tenants, people in the building. So it is getting more and more popular, green building. And we have the know-how of not only construction method and how we can apply process to receive certification.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akiyama. That's very interesting, and it shows the positive impact of Shimizu's projects in the Indonesian community. And so how is Shimizu contributing to the economic development of Indonesia?
Because of Indonesia's steady economic growth, people's income level, I believe, is getting higher and higher more, and the better living environment is also increasing. So to realize people's desire for higher living standard, and we are constructing high-end condominium for that purpose, such as now Brands Mega Kuningan, as one example. Another thing we can contribute is TOD project. TOD means trans-oriented development. Trans-oriented development project is the key for better connectivity and accessibility for different modes of transportation, and also for creating a harmonized environment of residential, commercial, and the recreational areas. If it is done right, it will surely increase the welfare of Jakarta's citizens and stimulate economic growth. And we Shimizu can bring our rich experience and deep knowledge from Japan for the successful TOD project in near future for Jakarta people.
And to wrap up this discussion, my final question for all of you is, what are your hopes for each other's future endeavors? Let's start with Mr. Budiman.
From our part, obviously, we would like to have more projects being realized. Having a project is quite challenging. Sometimes during the design process, planning, it's very interesting, but when it comes to building, it's a different matter. So we do have several projects in mind that we want to realize, and one of them is here in Sudirman. I really hope that we can somehow collaborate between me and Shimizu to continue what we started back in 1993 by building this building. To be able to collaborate with Shimizu, I think it puts it's come full circle, where we started with Shimizu, and if we can continue this with Shimizu, I think that would be the perfect scenario.
Thank you so much.
And for you, Ms. Novianna?
It will be wonderful, again, like my brother said. But I think I want to hope for also further and long term, where not just on the private sectors, but also the Japanese government and the Indonesian government can collaborate, and they can support each other and do a lot of interchangeable, knowledge transfers, or whatever it is, whether it's education, is it medical. So it will not just from real estate, but from all areas of life. And the Japanese being such an advanced nation, and I'm really hoping that there'll be this collaboration that will enhance not just the economic, but also for both culture, Japanese and Indonesia.
Thank you, Ms. Novianna. And lastly, Mr. Akiyama?
Yes. We Shimizu Corporation, firstly, again, we really hope to have a chance to work with you, Budiman family, again. As you say, back in 1993, we want to come back, and now, and we want to work with you really again. And by using Shimizu high expertise, again, knowledge, technology for making optimized planning and build way, to contribute to Budiman's family development. I really hope so, and I really do that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for your answers. As we conclude this insightful session, I want to extend my heartfelt thank you to our esteemed guests, Mr. Agung Budiman, Ms. Novianna Budiman, and Mr. Akiyama Kohei, for sharing their valuable insights in today's engaging discussion. To our viewers, thank you for spending your time with us. We hope this interview has provided you with new insights into key industry players in Indonesia and their contributions to our nation's future. We look forward to welcoming you back for our next engaging discussion. Until the next time, I'm Audrey Widodo, signing off of this edition of Shimizu's Premium Interview.